First clip up, man, we got fast feeds. You can get these, pick these up on Amazon for about $50, $60, man. I put a ceramic blade on mine. My wife actually got me these probably like 2017. I done had them ever since then, man. These are clippers that I recommend anybody that just start cutting hair. These ones right here. If you ain't used to cutting hair and you just finna get out there in the game, this is what you want, because these clippers right here are real forgiving. Unlike some of the other ones I'm about to show y'all. If you were gonna ask me, but what clipper should I start off cutting hair with, I'm gonna tell you these ones right here. And what I mean by that is the motor ain't that strong, and they real good for fading. So when this blade go to chopping, and you say you went too high up on the fade, it's not gonna cut everything off as fast as some of the other clippers in my lineup would do. That's why I tell you, if anybody ever asks me, you already know I'm gonna refer you to the fast feeds. Now the fast feeds come with some guards that I don't ever use. They fragile. I just don't ever use them. The guards that I use is the magnetic Andis guards. This is what I use. You got everything from a 0, 1.5 millimeter, all the way up to a number 4. And then you got a half guard. Well, I got a half guard. Anybody that's in the haircut game already know what's up with that half guard, man. That half guard is the truth. Half guard, hey, once you solidify in that fade game, you already know what that half guard do. But I use these ones right here instead of the ones that actually come with the clipper. Let me show you how they attach. So you got your clipper. You slide it on there like that. They're not coming off. They on there. Clips in the back. It's a lot of force to pull these. Like, you ain't gonna just, they ain't falling off, man. Next up, we got the Masters, or the Fade Masters. The Masters and the Fade Masters is almost exactly the same. Only thing different between the two is your blade right here. On the Fade Masters, your blade, your comb, the part right here that moves up and down, the part that actually moves, it's a whole lot longer on the Fade Masters than it is on the Andis Masters. These are the ones that are very unforgiving. If you go up too high on these, whatever it touches, it's gonna cut. They're very heavy. They got a very, very, very strong motor, but they last for a long time. I done had these clippers for a little while, and I done sent them to a couple dudes in the city, and you know, sometimes the cords get tangled up, you get it short, but they're able to rebuild these. They're also able to rebuild the fast feeds, but you know, these are also pretty reliable clippers. I ain't never had any issue with any of my clippers, but these take the same guards as the fast feeds. These are real light, these are real heavy. These are real forgiving, these are very unforgiving. Anybody asks me, I'm gonna tell you again, I'm gonna recommend you the fast feed. Not cause you might not know how to cut, but it's a good clipper to start out with. And yes, the professionals use them. Other name for these is called Oster speed lines. Fast feeds and the speed lines is very, 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 very similar, if not the exact same clipper. Now, I'll show y'all something. Let me show you the difference between the cheap Andis and the expensive Andis right here. These are the cheap ones. These are the ones that you want. See the difference? One has a different color purple, got a whole lot of speckle in it. Whole lot of sparkle. This is the difference between the two. You see the hook on this one right here? What I mean hook is this part right here where it lines up in your clipper, where your clipper blade links into it at. That part where it holds your clipper at. These are the ones that you want. This is not what you want. I done seen a lot of reviews talk about the magnetic clipper guards. They fit fine, but they eat up the base of the clipper. Another set of clippers that I got, Whal Seniors. Now these are also very unforgiving clippers right here. Real quiet, real strong, but very unforgiving clippers. They're not too heavy. They feel good in your hand. These clippers right here do not take the same as the Oster fast feeds or the Andis Masters. Now they also come out with a cordless pair of Seniors. I got both. They ask me all the time, which ones do I like better? These are loud. These ones are quiet. These ones you get mobility, you ain't gotta worry about no cord. And they hold the charge pretty good. You probably can get through about 3 whole cuts. And I'm talking about like a fade, not just a bald head or not just an even all over Caesar. You can get a nice 3 nice fades with these before the battery start going out. These ones right here, you got the cord. Also, you gotta have a whole nother guard set up with these. And this is what you got. This is the guard set up for the walls, for the Whal Seniors. Nice case, right? If you were stationary, this would be a nice setup for you. Now you got 1 all the way to 8 with these. If you're gonna use the Whal Seniors, then you got to use the wall guards. And it depends on what client I got to cut. I'm using 1, 2, or 3. I don't too much cut nothing more than that. But if you was to ask me, Whal Seniors, the cordless Seniors are more forgiving than the corded Seniors. So if you was gonna ask me, hey, which one should I start out with? I'll tell you again, the fast feeds or the cordless Seniors over the corded Seniors, because these are very powerful. These right here are the Baybliss Pro edges. These things right here get down, man. These things don't play the radio. What can I say about these? Besides, they hitters, man. Absolute hitters, man. They hitters. Every time. Now I did have the Zero Gap these when I got these. They tell you they hit out the box. You know, you be the judge. I had the Zero Gap mine. Everybody I know Zero Gap theirs, but these things hit, man. These are the Chameleon version. But they hit though. I can't complain about them. Can't complain about them at all. When I store mine, I keep them in this bag right here. I recommend you get you a bag just like this. Got a magnetic end. Pretty strong magnet, man. Your clippers ain't gonna fall out. Check it out on the inside. Got this like velvet material or whatever, but this is where I store mine. That's what I store mine. I've been storing mine here since day one. And I ain't had no issues at all, man. They're not gonna fall out. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna bust open. There you go. I got a replacement blade for my Baybliss trimmers. FX707Z. That's what I came in the game with. These right here, they hit too. They just, you know, they got a cord on them. Which cord ain't always a bad thing. I'm just used to a cordless right now. You know, sometimes I jump back and forth, but, you know, these right here, the Whal Detailers. I done had these for years. I done had these over 10 years. They came with a zero gap tool, but I lost that. I don't really use these too much no more. But these were some good clippers when I was using them. They never get hot. It just go, got a rotary motor in it. I mean, you gotta try it out for yourself. But these are also pretty good clippers. These right here is what I use for balding. Also got these, which came with my edges. Essentially the same thing as this right here. These are just a lot more flashy, a lot more heavier. You know, this is made out of plastic. This whole body is metal, except for this part. This part right here is plastic. That's plastic. But this is metal. Whole body is metal. Inside of the case is plastic, but the actual case, that is all metal. Metal body, metal case cover, metal blade cover, metal body. I like these. I don't use these too much. I don't know why. I think they just look too good for me to use. I don't know. I use these though. But they're essentially the same thing. These don't cut closer than these. These don't cut closer than these. They both cut exactly the same. These right here, Andis Slimline Pros. Not the LI version, but they've been modified. I got these from Father Barber. He's zero gapping, man. He a zero gapping fool. When he modify these clippers, man, you ain't got to touch them. When they come in the mail, you ain't got to touch them at all. I'm gonna put his IG in the description below also, but he call it the fault touch. When he send you these clippers, man, do not touch them. Before I dropped these right here, and I messed the blade up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. They dusty, man. They've been in storage. Probably won't be able to see it, but man, I messed the blade up. But before I messed the blade up, these things were the go-tos. Best clippers, best trimmers I had in the game, ever. They hit harder than my Baybliss. They hit harder than the Andis. They hit harder than the Whal Detailers. Alright. So as far as accessories go, this is what I got, man. Duster, simple duster. You ain't gotta get too crazy with it. Call it a day. You gotta have a comb. Gotta have barbicide. After you cut anybody's hair, every time, you gotta spray this on clipper blades. You'll see folk walking around with all them bumps in the back of their head. That caused whoever they went to didn't clean their clippers off, man. That ain't a good look. You don't want to be that guy cutting hair and they leave your shop or they leave your chair and they got bumps all in the back of their head. Clean your clippers off, man. Aftershave, neck strips. I don't got no special holder for mine or nothing like that. And this is what I've been rocking out with for a while. Spray bottle. Gotta have you a spray bottle, man. You can also put your aftershave in there. Normally what I do when I get done cutting hair is after I take their neck strip off, I roll the neck strip up and I apply some aftershave on the neck strip, and that's what I go around and clean off the tape line back of their neck with. This is what I use when I pull out my razor. This is the razor that I use. Falcon. Now these right here, the blades that I use. And this is the clipper oil that I use. It says Whal. You can use it on Whal. You can use it on Andis. You can use it on Oster. You can use it on Baybliss. You can use it on whatever kind of clipper. Don't get too caught up on the name brand. This brush that I use to clean my clippers out, my cape. Gotta have a cape. You gotta have a cape. You can't just throw no trash bag around somebody's neck or a bath towel around nobody's neck, man. You gotta get you a cape, barber's cape. I got a cape that snap. Some people get the ones that got the little, the stretchy thing with the hook on it. I don't like those too much. I like the ones that snap, but gotta have you a cape. I got this off Amazon, man. I'll put the link to all this stuff in the description, but I got this off Amazon, man. Come with a magnetic retrieving tool. Come with the actual tool. And cool thing about this here is it ratchets. And you can put it in the middle and it won't go either way, right? But it got all the small bits for whatever you're trying to work on, trying to fix. Torx bits, small flat heads, small Phillips heads, man. I keep this in my bag also with me. It never failed me.